Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So yesterday we had another red day, and so far this morning it is red. We have breached this level, and this is the level I've been aiming for. So we have breached it at the moment on the today's daily bar, and this is during the Asia session. So yeah, Asia is pretty much down almost a percent at the moment. So I think my bias still remains at the moment. This is looking like a potential double top there. Obviously a break below this level is going to give us that confirmation on the daily. Okay, so for now, I think my bias is still to the short side right now on the 3 hour. We've had a crossover the moving averages here on Friday, and that continued yesterday. We are heading towards a grouping, which is fairly interesting because we have breached the level, the daily level anyway. But I suppose the next thing to look at now is we're looking for 3 hour levels. So this area here, if I just block it out, is obviously some area of interest. As you can see, the buyers and sellers sitting in here. It is also a retest of the breakout level at the bottom here. So I'm just going to get another messy block in here. Just do that there. Okay. So there are our two areas. So there's our first range. There was our second range there. We're back into this range. So this is another area of, what do you call it, congestion, I suppose. And then obviously we have another area of congestion or consolidation over there. Okay, and normally when you see these kind of areas, you can always expect price coming back into them. So you can see we rallied, came back, bounced around in this area. Okay, tested the bottom of it, rallied, came back to test the break, and now exact same scenarios playing out at the moment. What I mean by that is the following. So there's that level. Okay, you can see we came back into it. If I extend that there, you can see we came back into that block. And now we have broken out of this block and we've come back into it now. Okay, so in other words, what we're saying is that there's more than likely potential for buyers to step in the one of these two zones. I think this one is gone at the moment, but these two areas of congestion here definitely are going to attract some buyers. Okay, right. So let's go down to the 1 hour. That's the one I'm looking for. So yesterday the trend was down, so any pullback that you got into and trading short would have frustrated you because it wasn't making much money. It frustrated me. I eventually left it. But the trend is down on the hour. So you want to go with the trend. You want to be trading with a trend. This little acceleration now here, as far as I'm concerned, could be seen as an exhaustion bar. Okay, so I don't want to jump in short down here. I want to jump in short closest to moving averages. So what we need to do is look for the breakouts. And I think the most recent breakout here is there. There it is there. And then the next breakout that we need to pay attention to would be, because we could put it in this area here. It's not going to be exact, but you've got tails, 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 and 200 moving averages. Okay, so any pullback back to 26757. Okay, and then bear in mind you also have a gap here. So there's a possibility for a pullback to 26782. It may only get as far as 26737, but definitely somewhere in that area. If price gets back in that area and we start getting any more bullish signals, bearish signals, that would be my cue for another entry short. Okay, so at this stage, wait this out. I'd expect some buyers to come in somewhere in here, to be honest with you. And just want to get that. Oh, that's still far away. So this is definitely a potential head and shoulder, a potential double top here. Okay, so obviously we need to break way below this. And once we do get through that, there's nothing much to stop it until we get probably there, and then the next one would be there. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment. The other thing that you need to bear in mind that happened yesterday is this trend line break as well. So ideally, I'd love to see a retest of it, but it doesn't always materialize. So there's I suppose we could argue that that was a retest there. So we broke below, came back, tested it, and then that was our entry. Anyway, so my bias is for the short side at the moment. Obviously, you don't want to jump in here, not with a big candle like that. I don't know if we went to a level. We'll find out now. No, we just went into congestion. Oh, there's a level. Okay, so there's a fractal level there. Okay. Anyway, this is my view at the moment. So I'm looking for the pullback to happen, and then I'm looking for my level. So what you can do is put your levels in, what I just gave you just now, somewhere between this area here. So 26738 and 26758. Okay, then obviously you have a gap that you need to pay attention to as well. So this is your stop level up here. That's your stop level there. So stop level is 26840. Okay, so from the 200 moving average, you're talking about a 100-point stop loss. Okay, so wait for the pullback and then look for the entry. Then the last thing we want to do is just switch across to the ichimoku. Now, something I've noticed on the hour is the 1 hour ichimoku is pretty much driving price fairly well. So if you look at above break of the cloud, got congestion in the cloud, break of the cloud, boom, and then we rallied. We got break of the cloud back up, but that was data that did that. But the important thing is here, yesterday we got this crossover. Chiku span was below price, and then we had a twist. So there were three bearish signals that happened on the hour. Then we had price action there, testing Kijinsen over there, and then rally. We tested Kijinsen again, seller stepped in off it, and then you can see what's happening today. Okay, so yeah, for me at the moment, trend is to the downside, but wait for the pullback, and you're going to need to take profit at every single level that you see. Okay, so get your fractals in on the 3 hour or 4 hour, and you will get those trades. The important thing to notice now is Chiku span is almost through price here. We have a crossover, so that's a bearish crossover, sorry. But the problem that we have is that there is divergence. In other words, they're not both pointing down. Kijinsen's up, Dickinson's down. So that's a bit of an indecision. We're also bouncing off the cloud. Okay, so this is not an area to be short. You want to wait for that pullback and then get in. This is probably an area for a long scalp that's brewing at the moment. I just don't want to be in on it because I do think we've had a bit of a trend change. Okay, so this thing could fall all day into this area and then bounce back up. The other thing to bear in mind is when on the 4 hour, when the cloud is this narrow, there's not much resistance to the left to hold it up. Okay. If it's a thick cloud like this means there's a lot of resistance to the left. Right now, there's not much resistance in this zone that we're in. So it's far easier for price to break through here than actually continue. The next thing on the daily, you can see Dickinson rallying up to come and meet sorry, Kijun-san rallying up to meet Tikun-san. Okay, so that's kind of the scenario you want. So you actually want to wait for these two to get back together, and then you look for your next entry to the long side, because that is the trend at the moment for the daily. Only concern I've got is that that trend line is broken. Okay, so it's almost like it's rounding. Okay, so anyway guys, that's my view at the moment, is run with this 1 hour trend, which is down, but wait for the pullback. And if you look at Kijun-san, you look at Tikun-san and Kijun-san here, there's your first level, and obviously the gap is your second level, and you can see that's pretty much there. Okay, so last bit of advice, something that I often do is put your first level in. Okay, there's my first level. Put your last level in. There's my last level. Then get yourself a block and do that. Now when you're watching on the 12-minute, you will know as soon as price gets back into this block and I see some price action inside this block, which is indicating that the bears are taking control, hop in for the short, put your stop above the nearest fractal, and then off you go. Okay, anyway, that's my view for today. Looking for the shorts, but waiting for a pullback, and then we'll get in for the short. Hope that helps, and enjoy your day. I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.